Let's take a look at how to use some of SQL's basic comparison operators. These comparison operators are used in the where clause to determine which records to select. Now below you'll find a table showing the basic comparison operators. Now the operators will look extremely familiar as we've used these operators when we're doing maths. So we'd have the equal sign, we have the greater than sign, we have the less than sign. But let's take a look at how these operators work in practice to get a better understanding. So as you can see, I have copied the operators here for ease of reference, and we will be using these operators on our vehicle table. So let's just do a select statement on it so that we can see the information. As you can see, we have 13 records being returned on this table. Now let's say we're interested in finding all the records where the model is equal to Corolla. What we'd have to do to this statement is update it to add a where clause. Then we'd be providing the column that we want to search the information against, in this case model, equal, and we'd put Corolla. So this statement should return all the vehicles where the model type is equal to Corolla. So let's execute. So as you can see, 3 records have been returned, all of which have Corolla as the model type. But say we want to now find the opposite of this, where all the vehicles where the model is not equal to Corolla. What we can do is use one of these two operators. So we can either put an exclamation before the equal sign or use the less than and greater than signs together to get the not equal to results. So let's update this statement and use the exclamation sign and re-execute. Now we have 10 records being returned, all of which don't include the model type Corolla. Now let us also use the less than and greater than sign together just to see if there will be any changes in how the records are returned. And we'll re-execute, and it brings back the same 10 records. So we know that you can either use the exclamation sign and equal sign or the less than and greater than sign together to get information not equal to. Now let's take another example where we want to find information that is greater than. So for this case now we'll use information in the cost column. Now we want to find information where the cost of the vehicle is greater than 35,000. So what we do is remove this information and update it. So we are interested in information in the cost column where the information is greater than, so it'd be using the greater than sign, and we would put the condition, so in this case 35,000. So let's execute. So if you notice now, all records being returned have a cost greater than 35,000. Now let's say that we wanted to include records that have 35,000 as well as records that are greater than 35,000. What we would do is add an equal sign so that we will capture the records that have 35,000 as well as anything greater than it. So we'd add in the equal sign and let's rerun. So we have 7 records being returned now, so let's execute. And now we have 8 records because it has now included the record where the cost is equal to 35,000. Now let's do a flip, a reverse. We're interested in only seeing records that are less than 35,000. So in this case we'd be using the less than sign. So let's execute this statement to see the information for all the records where the cost is less than 35,000. So we're going to execute, and now we have all costs being returned where the value is less than 35,000. And similar to what we had done for the greater than or equal to, if we want to include a record that contains 35,000, then all we'd have to do is include the equal to sign and then re-execute, and now we should have 6 records because it's now including the record that has 35,000.